after some of the things that you've kind of told me about, I'm wondering if you can just tell me a little bit about how you're feeling right now.
Um, I feel dirty. I feel like it's all my fault. Um, can't really concentrate. Having trouble doing my schoolwork.
Yeah.
Um, um,
Have you been getting to class?
uh, barely.
Barely. Yeah. Well, let me assure you that these are very common reactions to a horrific event in your life. So, while nothing is ever really normal in a horrible event in your life, you know, there are things that are common that we find. And so I think it's important that you know that there's places that you can go. And we're going to set you up with some people. As we were talking earlier, we were talking a little bit about not being able to concentrate in class. Can you tell me a little more about that?
Yeah, I guess I'm always thinking about what happened, wondering is he gonna come back to the house? What people gonna think about me, considering the fact he was my boyfriend,
Right.
and uh, whether or not people gonna be saying it was my fault or I wasn't actually a rape. I wanted it.
Well, I have a couple of thoughts. One is I think that part of what you're describing sounds a lot like anxiety to me. Um, and I know that you're a nurse, so I'm not going to explain it to you because I know that you know what that means. Um, but I think that maybe we can set you up with somebody that might be able to help you with that. And I think that if we can kind of figure out what's bothering you and kind of make well, you were calling earlier that you were saying earlier that you were having issues, and if we can kind of take each issue and figure out how to deal with it individually, um, it doesn't feel so overwhelming. It's kind of like they say, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. You can't do it all at one time. Um, so I think that we need to kind of run through a little checklist, and I know it's something that may be hard for you, but I want to make sure that you're in a safe situation. Do you feel like right now that you are in a safe situation, in a safe environment?
No, not right now, because he knows where
Where
I
you live?
live. He have a key
Right,
to the
right.
house, so no.
Okay, well, I think that the first thing we need to do is let's break apart this issue. Let's see if there's somewhere else that you can be for a while. Is it possible for you to stay with your mom?
No, I don't. No, because she would sense what happened. No, that's impossible.
Okay. What about staying with one of your friends, maybe?
No, because then they would know, and then they would be like, "I told you so." It was about him. So no.
I think that I understand where you're coming from, and you certainly don't have to stay with one of your friends. But understand that rape is never your fault. There is nothing that you could do that would make it your fault. And I think that maybe um, you'll see that as we go along. That's one of the things that we want to tackle. Um, who else in your life do you think maybe you could go stay somewhere? And it doesn't mean that you have to tell them what happened. It doesn't mean that you have to be open with them right now. That's really hard. I understand that. But can you think of anywhere that you may feel safe? Maybe, I know you said that your parents are divorced. What about your dad?
I possibly can stay with my dad, considering that he's in and out of town, because he's in the military. So
Okay.
um, he's not even in the country right now. Maybe I can go stay
Yeah.
at his place.
Do you think that might make you feel a little bit better, a little safer?
Yeah, he did get remarried. His wife is there. We get along somewhat, so I don't have to worry about her prying, asking me a bunch of questions.
Okay. Well, that's good. Um, what are some other things that you think maybe would make you feel a little bit better? Do you think, I had mentioned about, I feel that maybe somebody can help you with some of this anxiety. Do you think that seeing somebody might help you with that? If I could set you up with somebody, a psychiatrist here on campus? Do you think that maybe setting you up with a psychiatrist to kind of discuss that and see what they can do to help you would be good?
Yeah, that's a possibility.
Yeah, it might make it a little easier for you to sleep at night and um, hopefully kind of get back to some kind of what you may feel is normal in your life.
Yeah, because I have to finish school.
Yeah,
You
that's a
know.
great goal. That's a great goal. And you don't, um, you want to make sure that the goals that you have set for yourself are still something that you can accomplish because you can accomplish these things. While there was a horrific event in your life, that doesn't have to set you back. That doesn't have to mean that you don't finish school or become a nurse practitioner. That doesn't mean that at all. You definitely have the ability to still do that, and I want you to understand that. Um, Another thing that I thought might help you is you mentioned earlier that you were feeling alone, and there's a rape crisis group that meets. And what they do is they have group meetings with other individuals on campus who are survivors of rape. And I've met with a lot of people who go to that group, and I think it might make you feel better to see that there's other people going through the same thing. And you can kind of see how they're dealing with this. And I'm always going to be here to help you with whatever you need, whether it's with police reports or finding somewhere else to stay because you're not safe. I'm always here to help you with those things. But I want you to understand that there are other people in your position, and it may feel good to get some ideas from them. What do you think about that?
That's okay, but I don't know if I'm going to make a police report. I just want to.
Well, that's definitely not something that you have to decide right now. That is definitely your choice. And if you want to, I can be a part of that. I can give you my card and you can call me and I can go with you and help you through that process. But if you don't, I understand that as well. It's very scary. Um, can you think of anything else that I might be able to help you with today?
No.
Okay. Well, what I want to do, if it's okay with you, is I'd like to check in with you tomorrow. Um, I would probably, what time is good for you for me to check in with you? I just want to see how things are going, if you've been able to move in with your dad, and if we can find you a good psychiatrist that might be able to help, um, and if there's anything else that I can do for you. And as I said, you're always welcome to come back here. Is that okay if I check in with you tomorrow?
Sure.
Okay, what time's good for you?
Anytime after 5. 'Cause I
Okay.
have class all day.
Okay. Would you rather call me or should I call you?
I can call you.
Okay. If I don't hear from you by about 6, do you mind if I call you?
That's fine.
Okay. Well, I'm really glad that you came to talk to me today. And as I said, my door is always open. So if you need anything else, please feel free to come back.